We good money.
I think he's a phenomenal artist, man. What's up, everybody? This your boy Poodle from Poodle TV. I got a legend in the building, legendary filmmaker, you know, all around legend, man. Choke No Joke is in the building, man. What's going on?
What up, y'all? ATL.
Hey, man, you in Atlanta? How is it so far? It's not your first time coming to
I don't know. This is about my third home.
Third home, okay.
Yeah,
What's your second home?
I gotta say Baltimore. Baltimore. That's my family.
Oh, okay. Be more in the building. Yeah. Man, so I want to talk about the beginning. How did you get the name Choke No Joke?
I got the name from my government name is Arthur. My nickname is Artie. Mm-hmm. They used to tease me and call me Artichoke, like the vegetable.
Yeah.
And from that, when I started rapping, I created the name Choke No Joke. And then when I became a director, I just kept that name.
Okay, so the name, the name it kind of come from a mixture like in the hood and stuff like that, like Artie and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, so how did you get into media? And also filmmaking.
Well, I got into media because I was modeling and acting, and while I was doing the modeling and acting, I would bring my camera with me to shoot behind the scenes stuff. Because I was around a lot of cool stuff. Mm-hmm. So I would shoot stuff and then take it back to the hood and show dudes, yo, look, I was around Nas, I was around Mobb Deep, because I was in those videos. I was in the Nas Hate Me Now video. I was in the Quiet Storm remix with Lil' Kim from Mobb Deep joint. I done so many music videos and worked with so many music video directors like Paul Hunter, Brian Barber, Little X, Hype Williams, who else? So many of them. I worked with all of them as an actor at that time. So it was so much going on and so much cool stuff that I would just always just film behind the scenes stuff. And that became a passion of mine while I was chasing the lead role as an actor. Once I got the lead role in this music video, Oh Lou, My World, opposite Bokeem Woodbine. After that, the thrill was gone as far as chasing and being in the lead role.
Okay.
But the passion grew as a videographer. So, that's how I got into videography. So I started going around shooting all types of stuff, platinum parties, album release parties. I would go to Fashion Week in Miami. I would go to the Magic Convention. All these different things I was shooting. Then I started shooting in this club in New York called The Tunnel, and I got down with a public access show, and then I became a producer director, and then from there I got my own show on the Fox and WB called LMC Hip Hop, and I just stayed with the producing and directing.
So, by you being around so many people in the music industry, was it hard not to try to get into the music industry as far as, being an exec or anything, or that you were just so stuck on doing film?
Well, I mean, at that time, I didn't care to be executive in the music business. Mm-hmm. But, as you can see, I told you I started off rapping. Mm-hmm. When I started off rapping, I started producing beats and stuff for dudes in my hood. It was me and my man, at the time, we had a group called Raw Dog, and it was just me and him, and then I was producing for us, and then this dude, a kid named Inch, he was rapping, I was producing for him, and then there was a group called the Naked Faces. It was like five of them in the group, and I was producing for them as well. So I was producing music for all of us, and then none of those guys took it as serious as I did. Mm-hmm. And the thing that made me go solo was I had got us booked to open up for the Fu-Schnickens. Mm-hmm. At this time, that's when they was big, the Fu-Schnickens. I think they had a song with Shaq at that time, whatever, but they gave us the opportunity to open up for them in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I went and rented a van and everything for us to go out there and open up for them, and nobody showed up. Nobody wanted to go. And so from that day forth, it was just Choke No Joke. Forget everybody else. Nobody's taking it serious as me. Mm-hmm. So I just focused on myself. And then, I started shopping the music. I used to bring my music to Bad Boy when it was Bad Boy didn't even have an office yet. It was Uptown Records.
Andre
Harrell, yeah. Puff was working for Andre Harrell, but he started Bad Boy Records, you know, but he was working out of Andre Harrell's office. So I would always go there because my man Lionel Fordham, he did the Bad Boy logo. And he's from Harlem.
Isn't that Ferg's, A$AP Ferg's dad, the rapper? I thought he said it in a podcast that I heard. His dad created the logo.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know Lionel Fordham did that. If Fordham is his pops, that would be crazy to come to find that out. But I don't think that's the same person. Okay. But I know Lionel. He did the Bad Boy logo, the Little Baby, and so he was working there. So I would go there, and like I said, you know, they answering the phone, Bad Boy, but it say Uptown on the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Puff wasn't even established yet. You know what I'm saying? He had the Craig Mack,
the
Biggie, and before he even did that promo, Craig Mack was the
lead artist,
the franchise artist for Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? And then Big came along, you know, a little after, but Craig Mack is really what made Bad Boy pop. You know what I'm saying? Biggie made it famous. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, I was shopping the music there, and then I started learning the music business, and it was so much red tape and politics that I just kind of, you know, I still rap to this day, I still write to this day, record to this day, but I didn't want to be a part of the music business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I never focused on that. And the passion of being behind the camera and being a producer, director is where I felt the love. And when I did the Snoop and Dre at the Tunnel, and we put the show out, you know, I had seen Snoop and Magic. This is when everybody had a clothing line at the time. You know, me and my man D, and I was working with my man D, Dwayne Brown, and a dude named Heathcliff. They had a clothing line called Baller at that time, and my man Dwayne had got a kidney transplant, and he had, you know, brought me in to help him run it while he was, you know, healing up and everything. And I ran into Snoop, and he gave me mad props on the tunnel thing that I did. So he kind of inspired me to stick with the producing and directing. He's like, yo, that shit was tight, cuz. Yeah. That shit tight. And I'm like,
you lying.
And he looked at me in my face, nah, cuz, that shit tight. And I was like, all right, I'm sticking with this. And I stayed with that. And, you know, after the tunnel closed, I had, you know, while it was open, I had released 3 VHS titles on it. Tunnel 2000, Tunnel 2001, and then T3, and then the format changed over to DVD. And then I re-released those VHS on DVD, and I retitled it The Tunnel is Closed, Volumes 1, 2, 3. And then Volume 4 was the Best of Jay-Z. Tunnel is Closed, Volume 4, The Best of Jay-Z. I took that to Rockefeller and asked them to give me some trailers to put at the beginning, you know, to give them free promotion. And Dane wanted to see it before he turned over the trailers, because at that time, Paper Soldiers was on DVD, getting ready to come out on DVD. Paid in Full was getting ready to drop in the theaters. Hard Knock Life, not Hard Knock Life, Backstage was on DVD. So those are the trailers that I wanted from them.
Hold on, not meaning to cut you off, but didn't you shoot for, I believe it was a special, like 24 Hours with Dame, when they got on a private jet and they went...
yeah, I did that. Okay. I created that.
Okay.
You know, I wrote, produced, and directed, and shot, edited that. That was called A Day in the Life of Dame Dash. Yeah. So, yeah, I did that while I was at Rockefeller, too. So, but that came after I got hired. When I showed Dame that, he was so impressed that I produced and directed it, shot it, edited, manufactured, and promoted it myself, that he was like I was a one-man team. So he was like, yo, come work for us at Rockefeller. And, you know, I was like, when? He's like, tomorrow. So next day I was working at Rockefeller. And I stayed there a few years, you know, working in a video production department, you know, as a producer, director, writer, shooter, editor. And not only was I working for Rockefeller, because if you work for Rockefeller, you work for the umbrella. So I was doing stuff for Rockefeller, Rockaware, Armadale, American Magazine, anything that was under that umbrella, I did it. And then not only did I do it for the company, I did it for the artists as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So from Rockefeller, then I went to BET, producing Rap City. I did segment producing for 106 in Park. I did a lot of shooting for the other shows, the Black Carpet, Student Center. Then I left, from there, I left BET, did a film called Cold Blue, came back to BET, started working in creative services. Creative services is, creative services department that does all the promos and the commercials for the network. So, I went back to BET, was working in creative services, left BET, done other stuff, reality shows, Lisa Ray, The Real McCoy, a gang of other stuff, man. And so my passion became being a producer, director, and that's where I'm at, and that's where I stayed.
All right, so what was because I heard you the other day, you had your mom on The Breakfast Club with you, and you was saying how you was in the street early on, mm-hmm. and I always heard a quote, you can't reach for the stars and reach for the grass at the same time. Remember, you can't be in the streets and try to, have a career. Right. So what was the turning point where you were like, you know what, I'm about to take it serious? Was it with the Snoop Dogg, when Snoop Dogg came to you with the tunnel?
Nah, it was, like you said, I was in the streets. Mm-hmm. So my turning point came when me being in the street, it started affecting me mentally. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm out here selling a legal substance that my mother's addicted to.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So my mom is stealing from me. My sisters, she out there getting high. She getting in trouble. Things are happening to her in the streets. And I'm mad at her for her addiction, but I'm out there giving addiction to somebody else's family. Mm-hmm. So mentally it was kind of fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? Where, I'm mad at my mother for getting high, but I'm helping somebody else, mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, get high. So I was like torn in between two worlds. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad at my mom's, but I'm living a lifestyle that where I got jewelry, I got cars, I got my own place, but I'm mad at her. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be mad at her for getting high, and I'm helping somebody else mother get high. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it got to a point where either I'm going to do this all the way, or I'm gonna get out. And the only way for me to get out is to help my moms get clean. Because this way, if she's clean, I ain't got to do this no more. And part of the reason me doing it was because she wasn't in a place where she could take care of us. I had a sister that was older with a daughter, and I had my younger sister, and my pops died. Mm-hmm. So that left me to be the man of that family. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I helped my moms get clean, so I didn't have to do this no more. Because, like I said, it was affecting me. It was really fucking me up mentally. I'm not going to even lie to you. So when I see dudes that glorify the game, I don't understand it. Because I feel like if you glorify the game, then you ain't living. You ain't living as much as I did. Because I was very hands-on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And my mom's got clean. Once she got clean, it was no need for me to do it. So that was my turning point. You know what I'm saying? And ironically, the place that I took my mother to get clean was called Turning
Point. Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a rehabilitation place upstate New York. And I would recommend it for anybody, and no matter where you're from, just get to New York and get upstate, get your moms in there. My mom's, I admitted her in there, and she couldn't sign herself out. She stayed there for a year, and now she's like 22 years, 6 months clean. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Which means I haven't been in the street for 22 years and some change. Mm. You get what I'm saying? So that was my turning point. There's no need for me to be in the street and when, I can make more money legit than I can in the street. Some people think you make more money in the street, fast money, but what comes with that is going to jail, getting killed. You might cook some coke up and motherfucker beat you and you cook it up and everything's gone. You might cook some shit up and the pot crack and all the coke go down the drain. So, or the dudes rob you. You know what I'm saying? So hustling you could take mad losses. Working legit, you're not taking no loss unless somebody's beating you on your money. They're not paying you your check. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they can take advantage of you that way. But there's no repercussion as far as jail or going to jail or getting killed. You know what I'm saying? So people always tell you, oh, it's only two ways out the game. Jail or death. No, it's 3 ways out the game. Jail, death, and go get your ass a job. You know what I'm saying? Nobody told us that in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's jail or death. Nah. Or you could just walk away from that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Was it hard to walk away? Because I know you're probably making a lot of money, you know, back then illegally, you know, was it hard to walk away? Because a lot of people, they get into the game, they don't know how to walk away, you know, so, you know, talk a little bit about that, you know, about walking away.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you are, because I still got dudes that I came up with that was, you know, former colleagues of mine in the street, and they still out there. You know what I'm saying? And me, I don't know how they still do it. You know what I'm saying? They may have got a little smarter and a little wiser as far as how they move and everything. But to me, it's not hard to get out. For, you know, probably in my era, it was no gangs. So this era, you got dudes in gangs. You know what I'm saying? And the gang life might be harder to walk away than a normal drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you always got the option to walk away. It's on you. And gangs, you kind of got a contract somewhat in blood. You know what I'm saying? Where you want to walk away from it and they might not let you. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's not hard to walk away. It's not hard at all. All you got to do is have the ambition to go and get up every day and work a 9 to 5. Even if you don't want to work a 9 to 5, you can create your own avenue, like I did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't necessarily have a 9 to 5, but you know, I went and started modeling and acting. I went into an agency, talent agency. You know, I go to auditions. They send me out. They get their 10%. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to me to go to the auditions. If I don't get up and go to the audition, I'm not going to eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no guarantee that I'm going to get this job if I go to audition, but I'll never know if I didn't go. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that being said, you know, anybody can walk away from the streets and do something positive, but you got to have that in you to want to get off your ass and go and do it.
And so you make that choice.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's some people that, you know, they'll work 30 years the same job. You know what I'm saying? And you might see a dude that's a doorman. He'll go and stand in front of that building every day and open that door for these people for 30, 40 years till he retire. That's his prerogative. You know, then you might have some people where they might have started off as the doorman and did other things and wound up buying the building because they seen the rich people coming in and out every day, and they got inspired by seeing them getting out the Maybach or the Benz or whatever and walking in, and they holding the door for them like, yo, I'm not gonna be holding this door for this dude in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be holding the door for me.
I'm gonna move up.
You know what I'm saying? And found a way to make it and became bigger than what they were. You like I look at like you got some rappers, like, no disrespect to nobody. Like, to me, like Jay-Z and Nas started the same way, right? But Nas was content with signing to a label and working for the label. Jay-Z wanted to own his own label. He tried to get signed like Nas. Nobody believed in him. Nobody wanted to sign him. So he created his own lane and his own avenue, which was Rockefeller Records, and built his own stuff up to now the label wants to come and buy his label opposed to signing.
I think I read something about him the other day. It was saying Jay-Z sat in front of Russell Simmons and said, "I don't want to sign to this end. I want to be on." You know, he didn't want to be an employee. He wanted to be a boss. So I
right.
know what you're saying.
So, you know, as the years go on, as you can see, Jay-Z grew like this, and Nas, you know, he had Ill Will Records, but he didn't go out and sign the caliber artists that Jay-Z and Dame did. You get what I'm saying? But he had the notoriety to do it if he wanted to. But maybe that ain't his thing, where he want to be out here micromanaging a record label. You know what I'm saying? He just want to get his check and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to have all these people up under him and have all that responsibility. Some people aren't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Nas got businesses now and different things that we probably don't even know about that he getting money from. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is they both came in as artists. You know what I'm saying? Jay's an entrepreneur that went now to the point where he's a hectomillionaire, which is a hectomillionaire, HECTO, means a millionaire that has hundreds of millions but not hit the billionaire mark. You know what I'm saying? He's not a multi-millionaire. He got hundreds of millions, so he's a hectomillionaire. To where, you know, others are maybe content with just being millionaires. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in the person, you know, and your ambition and your hustle on what you want to do. So for me, I became an entrepreneur, and, you know, I put out VHS early. You know what I'm saying? Nobody showed me how to do that. It was trial and error. I learned how to do it. You know, getting dubs made, hiring to do the graphic work, find a place that could print my sleeves. You know what I'm saying? Then taking those and finding one stops, which we used to have, we don't have no more. Independent distributors, calling these dudes and convincing them to buy my product by the bulk, hundreds at a time, thousands at a time, and getting, you know, I could take a box of 100 if I was selling the tapes for $10 each. I'll take a box of 100 and I'll go sell it to a distributor at $4 a pop. You know what I'm saying? So either I could sell a box on the streets and get $1,000, or I could take it to a distributor and get 400 like this. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But the distributor, if I give it to him for $4 a tape, and he buys a box of 100, he might buy 10 boxes. So I'll get 4,000 like this. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Opposed to, you know, taking a box of 100 and getting $10 each, getting 1,000, and then I'll sell 10,000, you know, those and make $4 grand or 40 grand, you know what I'm saying? But it's all just things that I learned from trial and error. Nobody showed me how to do this. So by the time DVD came, now my name is built up, you know what I'm saying? I got more distributors, and now I'm getting in my car and I'm driving from New York to going across the state to Chicago, you know what I'm saying, and every place in between, to drive to California, every place in between that had one-stop distributors, and I'm selling my stuff to them to where now people know me across the country. And I come down south and I do the same thing all the way to Miami. You know what I'm saying? And this is how, you know, people got to learn my name and stuff in my product, because I did everything grounds work. And then 2006 comes around and it's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Now all that content that I created, I'm uploading it to YouTube, and now I got a whole new fan base. Now YouTube, here we are, 2006, 11 years later. I got kids that come up, not kids, but I got grown men that come up to me now saying, yo, I grew up on you on YouTube, because they started watching YouTube instead of TV. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't have a television distribution deal, but I got YouTube. And these kids is now on their phone, well, now there's phones, and they just watch YouTube all day. Back then it was on the computer, just sitting on the computer watching YouTube. And by that time, I got The Last Days of the Rock was probably one of the first web series ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, with the, you know, Last Days of Rock, you know, all they know is Choke No Joke, that blue and white logo.
Right.
You know, back then nobody knew my face, but they knew the name. Mm-hmm. They knew the signature Choke No Joke, Jigga Choke No Joke, because I would brand my logo and I would brand my name in each one. Mm-hmm. So now here we go. Fast forward today, when I reach a platform like the Breakfast Club, which is like the #1 show in America, mm-hmm. it's thousands, probably millions of people that know Choke No Joke, but now they get to see the face with that logo.
Match the face.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here I am today.
So we're gonna get into the tunnel, but I want to talk about, by you breaking down the distributing game. What does Choke No Joke like? Does he like the independent or major? And explain what are the pros and cons to being, you know, independent, and pros and cons with the major.
Control.
Okay.
I love independent. Mm-hmm. Every title that I did, all 7 of those tunnel titles, mm-hmm. independent. I Am Choke No Joke, independent. The Caribbean Queen, So You Think You're a Model, independent. And I Am Choke No Joke was #1 in Don Diva magazine, you know, under what was it called? They had a section where they did all the DVD reviews. You know, I did that, and it was #1 in that magazine, which was big. You know what I'm saying? My Caribbean Queen, I put it out, it was #3 in there, which was big for me, independent. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I like independent is because I like to control my stuff. You know, like, you know, just to jump to the tunnel real quick, putting that out, Flex wanted 100% creative control over the Hip Hop Nucleus, a documentary on the legendary Tunnel nightclub, which I could get on iTunes right now. But I couldn't see myself giving him 100% creative control, because giving him 100% creative control would took my vision away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He may not want this DJ in it. He may not want somebody not to talk about this or to talk about that. So for me, being independent, you maintain your control of what you want to do. With my project now, with it being on iTunes, it's a 70-30 split. You know, it's $13 on iTunes, but I get $10. And I still own it 100%. So I can sell it to Joe Smo from Idaho and everybody else I want to, domestic and international, and nobody can tell me nothing. Now, had I've done a distribution deal or did a deal with a major, I would have got a check, and then they could tell me what I'm gonna do with it. Mm-hmm. Case in point, you ever heard of Smack?
Smack DVD, yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you heard of Smack DVD?
Probably 2005, 2006. You know,
when he did the deal with Koch, right?
Right.
And remember, they called this thing Rewind DVD, right? Mm-hmm. It was Smack DVD, and he had to rewind. And he did one joint with Jeezy on the cover, right? Have you seen everything since?
No.
What's his name today?
Still Smack, right?
You know, that's his nickname. Well, he could call himself Smack, mm-hmm. but what's his brand called? Anybody in the room can tell me? Mm-hmm. URL. That's his battle thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's because he can't use Smack no more.
Because they own, Koch and them own that, right?
Yeah. So he never put out another Smack DVD again, right? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Because they got ownership and control.
Stay independent. He built that name up to now he can't even use it no more. We all call him Smack because that's what we know him as. Mm-hmm. But Smack was the DVD. You know what I'm saying? His real name ain't Smack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just using that as an example. I'm not shitting on him or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that shows you when you do a deal with somebody, a major, they can take it away. I'll give you another example. Murder Inc. Mm-hmm. Where's Murder Inc. at?
not to be found right now.
Where's Rough Riders at?
They're coming back. You know, they're doing an anniversary.
The label.
The label, not in existence.
All right, we talking about labels from the 90s. Where's Rockefeller Records at?
Just no longer.
Only one that exists, and there's a bunch of them. I ain't gonna say and name all of them. DTP, where they at?
Ludacris in movies.
Right? Because they all signed to a major, right?
Mm-hmm.
To eventually what the label major did. Big Fish ate the guppies, right? Mm-hmm. So now they no longer exist. There's only one label from the 90s that still exists, right?
Let's see. Is it Epic? Well, it got Atlantic.
No, those are majors.
Okay. Oh, independent. Bad Boy kind of around, would you say?
Well, album came out, what? Maybe French Montana, you want to say?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you Bad Boy. That would be one. The other one that's most successful is Cash Money Records. Where's Rap A Lot? Where's No Limit?
Yeah, they're not here.
Okay. So dealing with a major, I learned from these guys that once you do a deal with these people, eventually they're gonna swallow you up. And then they're gonna take you away because they got control over your product. Right? And then now they get rid of you. So now all these dudes is mad because this new era of music came in, but you shouldn't have gave up your independence. Because if you wouldn't have gave up your independence, y'all would still be here. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Reason Cash Money is still around is because of Wayne being successful. And then them bringing in Drake, Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, they can swallow them up too. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But the reason they ain't swallowed them up yet is because they still produce it. But Rockefeller started with giving them 25%. And then they gave them 50%. Then they sold 75%. Remember when Dame was a cocky motherfucker to Kevin Lyles? Oh, y'all quarter water. Yeah, when they only owe 25%.
Yeah.
Dame can't talk that shit to them today. Def Jam can say to them, nigga, you are no water. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't own nothing no more. We bought you out.
So, did you see, I know you shot The Last Days of the Rock, but let me explain the moment that you knew, like, all right, this is about this split.
The split, it was already split when I got there, 2002. That was the Blueprint 2 album. They was already split. The artists didn't know it. The staff didn't know it. But the action showed it. Jay-Z never came to the office when I was there. Not once. Not once. I was there for a couple of years, not once. Doesn't that show people that something's wrong here? How's the CEO not come to the office?
Well, why do you think it was split? Because, I've heard different stories, Dame doing too much, he's, doing...
Women and ego. Women, money, and ego.
Because he always put a lot of women first. That's his thing, women.
Yeah, women, money, ego. That's what broke at Rockefeller.
So, let's talk about the tone. I hear I listen to a lot of podcasts. All of the rappers are always talking about the tunnel, talking about what it's like for a young guy like me, I'm 24 years old, born in 93, and the tunnel came out, was it 96?
94.
94. So I was a year old. So paint the picture for people like myself and the younger generation. Explain, how the tunnel became so legendary, and what was it like a night at the tunnel?
It became legendary because of who touched the stage and where they went, and and what they became. This is where Jay-Z guys started. This is where Puffy guys started. This is where Rough Riders. All these dudes were just breaking their artists. DMX first single. He did his music video In the Tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, 96. Nas, they first albums, they are performing at this club, and for us it was like the Apollo. You know, you got the roughest and toughest crowd, but there's no Sandman to come sweep nobody off the stage. The word of the people was the Sandman. If you got on that stage and your ass was whack, that shit spread it throughout the city like this, because you got the toughest critics in the city. All the gangsters, all the thugs, all the gangbangers, all the drug dealers, all the people from the projects, all the people from the roughest, toughest parts of New York City, all migrated in this one club. You got 2,000-3,000 people, the toughest, roughest crowd, critics, sitting there right dead in your face. It's very intimate. The stage is right there. It's not like the Garden or something like that where you can't, this is, people throw water on you. You know what I'm saying? You that close. So for the Tunnel, for us, it became legendary because these artists that touched that stage, they went on to sell millions of records, physical CDs. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about streaming. We ain't talking about downloads. We're talking about millions of physical cassettes and CDs. Yo, step outside, brother. You need some water? All right. So you selling millions and millions of CDs. This is why these guys became legendary. Because this place became legendary because there wasn't BET in the Tunnel. There wasn't MTV in the Tunnel. You know, you had us in there, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And when you got all the people that are the major artists at that time, they had to come to the spot to get stamped. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you don't come through the Tunnel and rock, then you ain't did shit in the 90s. You know, people came all the way from the West Coast, Snoop and Dre. You know, they knew they had to come to the Tunnel. Nelly knew he had to come to the Tunnel. Cash Money knew they had to come to the Tunnel. All these people, the Tunnel was the place. If you wanted to be stamped official in the 90s, you had to come to that Tunnel and test that crowd. And if you rocked there, then you was official.
So name me because I know you was there a lot filming. So name me your best performance that you've seen at the Tunnel, artist-wise that's on, and the worst performance that you've seen, like people got booed.
The best performance is, Jay-Z's always packed the club up. Mm-hmm. His music, he has so many hits. So people will say Jay-Z was one of the best, but as a performer, back then Jay-Z wasn't a great performer. But you will always get that he was one of the best performers because of the energy of the crowd to his music. You know what I'm saying? But Jay really stood in one spot and that was just his thing. Hat low, you couldn't even see his eyes. You know what I'm saying? But his music was so great. But the best performance for me was when Dr. Dre, Snoop came, because they did, they wasn't from New York. They came with the whole death row at that time, and they did it doggy style. They did the Chronic full concert. You know what I'm saying? And outside of that, they did the Chronic 2001. They had Nate Dogg with them. They had Exhibit with them. They had Trady, Goldie Low. So the East Siders, they did all the hits. You know what I'm saying? And they were high energy and, all over the place. So that's always going to be my favorite. Method Man and Redman is always a favorite. DMX is always a favorite. Those are the best performances. The least best, it wasn't too many weak ones. There's some mediocre ones. I would say Domino. You don't even know who Domino is. You wasn't even born. But Domino, research him. Okay. He used to have this song. Domino actually was like the first Drake, honestly speaking, because he had this song, Here We Go, Here We Go. He had this whole melodic rap flow. You know what I'm saying? You look him up, and it wasn't weak, but you know he was from the West Coast. He was from Cali, but the energy of the crowd wasn't through the roof. But I would say he was one of the ones that, you know, was good. But as you can see, like I said, if you rocked, you went multi-platinum. You became this big star. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would put him there. It was other artists that, you know, performed that didn't get that great response, that may have been hot at the time, but when they got on the stage, they didn't rip it down and they didn't become, they're not around today. You know, so the guys that rocked are still around today. Okay. Case in point, Jay-Z, Nas, Meth, DMX is still around for that, you know, for that matter. You know, Ja Rule, he was good at the tunnel. He rocked it. 50 Cent performed there. He did good. He's still around. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep did good there. Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve. Who else? Oh my God. Capone and Noriega, they music banged in there. Damn, so many artists, man, that rocked at the tunnel, man.
Did Pac ever come to the tunnel?
He hung out there. He didn't get a chance to perform because he got killed. Big hung in there heavy. Big was the tunnel. He was there every week. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't get a chance to perform at the tunnel. But even if you didn't perform at the tunnel and you had music in there that was what we consider tunnel bangers, you still around today.
So, created this legendary documentary. I purchased it this morning through my girl iPad and stuff like that. We're gonna watch it tonight the moment I get home.
Right.
But I hear these stories and I'm like, man, I wish I was old enough, you know, to do what you do, to put it out now.
Right.
So why put it out now?
Well, I mean, this ain't like the first time I put out anything on the tunnel. Like I told you, I did 7 titles, but now, because we went through this period where they documented the 80s and highlighted the 80s. Now we're going into stage where they documented. You gotta be still, bro. I'm not mic'd up. These brothers is, you know what I mean? We're in the stage now where it's the 90s. They get ready to talk about the 90s. You know, even with songs like The Breaks and The Get Down, that's a little earlier, but now it's time for people to know about the 90s and know where the Jay-Z's and the Nas's, you know, came from. So these brothers, you know, they can get their roses before they dead. You know what I'm saying? They can smell the roses before they die. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the reason why the time is now for this. And it took me 4 or 5 years to actually put this project together. So it's not like I just did it, you know, this year and I'm putting it out. It took a long time to put it out. You know what I'm saying?
Why take so long?
Because, you know, I had to write it, you know, I had to track down all these people, the casting of it. Then it's, you know, going back and watching all the old tapes, figuring out what I'm gonna use. You know, the editing process of it, the shooting process of it, the legal process of it, you know, music, so on and so forth. These things just don't. Documentaries are probably harder to put together than an actual film.
Because you got so much stuff and you got to piece everything together, kind of like a puzzle.
Right. It's like it's a lot of research, and then you gotta track these people down. Like you talking about people that you haven't seen in 15 years. You know, people doing different things. Some of these, you know, like this, I got a lot of security in this film because they were more in the tunnel than anybody else. You know, so to track these dudes down, to find out where they at. Some of them, Some of them are in different states, so you know it's out of convenience, you know, or you got to go to them. It's like, oh my God, it's so much legwork to put into it, and then you got to deal with their schedules, you know. So it takes time, you know. You might shoot somebody 1 week and may not be able to get somebody for another 2 weeks or a month, and you got to have patience. You know what I'm saying, to get it done. So that's why it took a long time. And then with the editing process of it, just makes it that much longer. And then you get it where you think it's complete, and then somebody pop up that's detrimental to the story, and you're like, oh, I gotta get them. You know what I'm saying? So you go and get this person, and you already got your film locked. Now you gotta find space to put them in there. And that happened to me over and over and over again. I had to pull some stuff out, you know what I'm saying, to make it fit. Because if I put everybody that was in it and everything they had to say, this film would be probably 10 hours long. And I gotta make it 90 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta make it to where it's still interesting and moving fast. You know what I'm saying? So that takes a long time, man.
So back to, you know, watching the Breakfast Club interview, did the point where Flex hit you and said, I want 100% creativity, was that like the breaking point or the straw that broke the camel's back with you guys' relationship?
At that point, yeah. Because I wasn't doing that, and you know, he feeling like who he is, you know what I'm saying? So he act like, you know, he wasn't going to bend, which didn't matter to me because it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, either we compromise on where I'm happy, or we don't do it at all. You know what I'm saying? Or according to your terms, but I'm gonna do me. And as you can see, I put it out. People still love it. The reviews are phenomenal. You know, it's a 5-star classic. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the reviews on iTunes, people love it. They love it. I get the calls, I get the emails, I get the Instagram, the Twitters, social media, where I know that people are happy with what I did. So nobody heard anything. You know what I'm saying? Would it been bigger if I got Flex involved? Who knows?
You never know.
You know what I'm saying? But I know one thing, it's still out. And everybody's happy with it. So it ain't hurt anything. So he's still in it. You know what I'm saying? Me having an interview with him, it wasn't necessary.
So if he would have came better, because I heard, you know, you and DJ Envy was going back and forth. He said it was 50%. If he would have said, hey, I want 30%, would you would have agreed to it?
Yes. I would have did 30%. I might have even did 50%. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I ain't got no time to be sitting around dealing with nobody's ego. You know what I mean? So it's all love. I mean, I still got love for Flex. He gave me the opportunity. Without him, I wouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? Without him, none, you know, a lot of us wouldn't even been in the building. Artist-wise, patron-wise, DJ-wise, you know what I'm saying? Security-wise, we all benefited from it. And me putting this film out, even though he ain't no partner in it, it still benefits him because it shows people his legacy, where he came from, what he contributed to hip-hop, that he is a real DJ. And that he did something and he created a platform along with Jessica and Chris Lighty, along with p.diddy. Collectively, we all did something that we all could look back on and be happy about and get our props due to this content. Had I not had this content, would anybody give a fuck? No. You know what I'm saying? But you hear from, you know, p.diddy, they say I'm a genius. You know what I'm saying? I'm a visionary. I had great insight. They wish they would have did it. They wish they would have had the knowledge and know-how to do what I did. You know? So, are they really mad at me? I doubt it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are they mad that they can't take advantage of me? Hell yeah. they mad they can't take advantage of me. But they should have never let me run across Dame Dash and Jay-Z. I feel like those dudes were my professors in this college called hip hop, because that's where I learned. Even though before I got to Rockefeller, I was an independent, but they taught me the business aspect of being independent and to stand your ground and fight for what you feel is right. That's what Dame taught me. I learned. If I ain't learned nothing from Dame, I learned fight for what you believe in, regardless to how the fuck people look at you. Stand your ground, and you know you can still be successful. Without Dame business sense, Jay-Z wouldn't be where he is today. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how they write Dame out of history. When you watch these documentaries now, they don't mention Dame. When Jay did his thing with Oprah, they didn't mention Dame. When they did Steve Stout did something, what was that called? America something? So he did a documentary on hip hop.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. They didn't mention Dame. It was Jay-Z. Jay-Z was not the day-to-day businessman dealing with all these 20 artists every day. Jay-Z dealt with Jay-Z business. Dame dealt with everybody. Whether Rockefeller, Rockaware, I was with that man every day. You know what I'm saying? That man ran that business. And the fact that, you know, the people do these documentaries and these stories and they make it all about Jay-Z and they don't include him, the shit is real fucked up.
So is it true to be said that if you take Dame Dash out of the equation, just say he never existed, would Jay-Z be as successful as he is today?
No, because Dame made sure they got what was done to them. Jay-Z, you ever seen Jay-Z yelling at somebody?
No, I think he mellow more so.
All right, Dame was the pit bull. Dame was the one that, you know, when he saw it wasn't right, he called you on it immediately. You know what I'm saying? If Dame and Jay if Dame didn't get caught up in fame, Jay-Z would be a billionaire right now, opposed to a half a billionaire. Trust me. Because Dame would have fought and been, because I'm sure Jay go through things now that if Dame was around, it wouldn't happen. Or Dame would have pulled these people coat and let them know, yo, we see what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? They can never get by or get over with Dame around. You know what I'm saying? But Dame got caught up in a drug called fame. You know what I'm saying? We got a little life from the Big Pimpin' video.
With the champagne.
Yeah, he got notoriety and that made people notice him in the street. And then from there, the shit got in his head. He got the big head now. He wants the camera to follow him. He wants to be a star and everything. And like Jay said in Lost Ones, you know, you saying roasting. You know what I'm saying? You should have stayed in food and beverage. Why the fuck you on TV? You know what I'm saying? Why you want to be a star? Like fall back. He told him that in the streets is watching. Yo, man, stay out the videos. You know what I'm saying? He said it jokingly, but he was dead serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Dame let fame fuck up his business relationship.
So he should have been more so like a Suge Knight instead of a Puff Daddy.
Even Suge Knight started seeking fame. Suge should have stayed his ass behind in the scene, but he wanted to get on the cover of the Source with the Rolls Royce and the fucking red suit. What are you doing? He could have been in the cut. You don't see Jay Prince in niggas' videos on the cover of magazines. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Jimmy Iovine doing it. You know what I'm saying? You don't see L.A. Reid jumping in Outkast videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to learn to play your position. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And when dudes don't play their position, it can go bad for you. And that was Dame's downfall. Dame could have screamed on every fucking body every day as long as he stayed in the cut. Niggas would have never knew it. If the cameras wasn't there to capture him doing that, you know what I'm saying? He could have still been doing that. But no, you would have heard the stories, but you would have never saw it. But he wanted that spotlight.
So, I remember the clip when he was backstage, he was getting his hair cut, and he was screaming on Kevin Lyles about the marketing, about the jackets.
Right.
And I seen the clip when he was when you guys shot in the office, and he was it
Dane
Markowitz, Tom Markowitz, the Jewish lawyer for getting clearances, he was screaming at him?
No, that wasn't Todd Markowitz. That was Randy Acker.
Randy Acker, okay. So, by these things, do you think the reason why he's screaming at these people and their relationships is affected, this is why he's in the position he's in today?
Yeah. That particular incident, that was more passion. Mm-hmm. You know, Dane's a passionate person. He's like me. I'm passionate. We both Taurus. Mm-hmm. A lot of that is passion. You know what I'm saying? And people trying to insult your intelligence. When you're smart as Dame is, mm-hmm. and people trying to get over, it frustrates you. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you your shirt is green, you tell me that shit is black. Motherfucker, your shirt is green, dog.
It's gonna frustrate you.
You know what I'm saying? And you still trying to convince me that shirt is black? Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, am I fucking stupid or something? Dog, this shit is green. Yeah. It's gonna turn to that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you are trying to, in case in point, let's talk about the backstage incident. This is a Rockefeller tour. We spending our money. We got Method Man and Redman. We cutting them a check. We got DMX on this tour. We cutting them a check. You know what I'm saying? This is a Rockefeller tour. Why the fuck y'all running around giving everybody Def Jam jackets to give people the impression this is a Def Jam tour?
Y'all funded the money, so it's a Rockefeller tour.
You know what I'm saying? So we on tour and everybody's running around with leather Def Jam jackets. That gives people the impression this is a Def Jam tour. So why the fuck wasn't he supposed to be mad? Was he supposed to be cool and calm about that? Nah, y'all niggas is trying to be slick. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin Lyles and them was like, no, we just want to give them jackets. Well, why the fuck y'all giving them jackets now? While we on tour? Y'all motherfuckers think y'all slick. Y'all trying to get free marketing and promotion off of the money we spending? That's why he's mad. And he got every right to be mad. What? Jay-Z's not gonna go to him and say, yo, Kev, man, yo, that shit is fucked up, yo. Yo, y'all gonna give these dudes, y'all gonna give us, you know, all the artists Def Jam tour. How you giving Bleak a Def Jam leather jacket?
His loyalty is
and he's Rockefeller. Why are you giving Beanie Siegel a Def Jam leather jacket? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could give that to Meth and Red. You know what I'm saying? Even Method Man, he's Wu-Tang. Even though he got distribution through Def Jam, he's Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to give us some jackets? Go get some Rockefeller Wu-Tang jackets and pass those out. Don't be giving out Def Jam jackets to our artists. Giving the fans that come to the show the impression when they taking pictures and stuff like getting autographs, all they see is Def Jam, Def Jam, Def. It looks like a Def Jam show. So Dame had every right to be upset about that. That's why at that point, they only did a 25% venture with Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? So they gave a quarter of their brand, you know what I'm saying, doing business with Def Jam. That's why I say y'all only a quarter water, meaning y'all only own 25% of Rockefeller. We own 75%. We're the major shareholder in this company still. So why y'all trying to overshadow us and we still paying for this? So he had every right to be upset about it. But the reason why he started the yelling and everything, because Kevin Lyles is trying to act like, oh no, we just looking out. We just giving jackets. See, motherfucker, y'all think I'm stupid. Mm-hmm. Now you're selling this intelligent. That's where the passion and the anger come in. So him exposing them over and over and over is what may have got him to where he is today, because he done put them on Front Street so many times of them doing foul shit that they got to get him out of the way so they don't keep getting exposed. So now it's like, you know, him yelling and spazzing on them so much, it got people where they feared him. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you got Leo and them telling Jay, yo, man, you gotta get away from this dude. Yo, you see how he acting? You see how he doing it? And Jay was very loyal to Dame. Very loyal to him. For a long time, they've been trying to get Jay away from Dame. But as Dame became falling victim to the fame and started doing stuff, and now Jay-Z seeing what they saying, it was easy for them to manipulate. Now, I ain't gonna say they manipulate Jay, but easy for them to get to Jay to see where they was coming from on a business level, how he's not good for business. You know what I'm saying? Then once they started, you know, ripping off the company with, you know, as far as money, and then the bitches, and so on and so forth, you know, eventually Jay's like, all right, I get what y'all saying.
No, I gotta part ways.
You know what I mean? So now I gotta part ways. You know what I mean?
So do you feel blacklisted, or have you ever felt blacklisted?
Nah, you got haters, but I would never say I'm blacklisted. If I was blacklisted, why would you be interviewing me?
That's the point of that's
somebody would have told you don't interview me, right?
Right.
Fuck is blacklist? That shit don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Blacklisted is people tell me, yo, choke. Oh, yo, you gonna get black. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But my phone's still ringing. People still calling. They still want to hear from me. People still buying my products.
Right.
So where's the blacklist at? Only the people that lick boots and kiss ass and take it in the mouth and take it in their ass from corporate motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So they can be in bed with them. They are going to agree with those who say, yo, don't do this or don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to stay in line with these people. But even those people at times, if I become, if my project takes to the point where it becomes number one, you think motherfuckers is going to be up there, is going to be like, yo, we don't want him here? No, they got to have me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They going to have me. I seen it happen with 50 Cent. When he was beefing with Murder Inc., Ja Rule was the biggest artist in the world, right?
Right.
Well, you probably was young then, but Ja Rule was Jay-Z back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule was the biggest shit ever in hip-hop. Right or wrong, fellas?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This dude had hits after hits after hits after hits. He was writing for everybody. Mary J. Blige. This dude was the shit. You know what I'm saying? He's selling 5 million, 4 million like it's water, album after album, right? 50 Cent trying to come out. He's from the same neighborhood. They got a beef, whatever. Irvin, them niggas is shutting this nigga down. 50 people told 50, yo, you blacklisted. You blacklisted. You blackballed. You can't get in the game. Jam Master Jay died. It made it even harder for him. You know what I'm saying?
Sound to him.
Yeah. So it made him hard because Jam Master Jay had his own pole. You can never blacklist Jam Master Jay. He's a legend. You get what I'm saying? Now, Jam Master Jay died. It's so hard for 50. But what happens? Somebody forgot to tell this white boy, Eminem, he's blacklisted. Or Eminem said, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about in New York. I like this kid. He's talented. Goes and signs him, brings him with him to Dr. Dre. Where the fuck is the blacklist? What happened to it? Where's 50 Cent at now today? Power.
Doing
movies.
Got his own.
This is 50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got so much going on. So where's the blacklist? That shit don't exist. Blacklist only happens to those who get frustrated and give up. Niggas may block you, and if they block you and you get frustrated and give up, you blacklisting yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that shit. I'm from New York. I'm in Atlanta right now doing an interview. I was just on 107.9 on several shows. Where's the blacklist? You get what I'm saying?
Fair.
If I was blacklisted, you think I would have got on the Breakfast Club?
Right.
There's no blacklist. You get what I'm saying? Flex might not let me come get on his show because he don't fuck with me. But that ain't me being blacklisted. That's him not fucking with me. You get what I'm saying? Flex get fired today and somebody else go up there. I'm up there at 97 doing an interview. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or Flex might turn around and one day he'll have to fuck with me. How many times you seen Flex talk shit about somebody and then they on his show?
Not likely, right?
All the time. Now, Flex was just going in on Jay-Z on the radio in New York, talking about Tidal and how they ain't digital and all this bullshit. I go and see Flex, he in the club. This nigga's playing Jay-Z records. Why the fuck is you playing this nigga records?
You want to hate him or you want to love him? What you want?
He talking about shit about Drake all day.
And he plays records.
Is that stopping High 97 from playing Drake records? He talks shit about Nicki Minaj right now. You know what I'm saying? Her music is, what do you call that shit? Sanitation trash or dumpster juice. That's what he called it.
I saw a tweet about
dumpster juice. He called Nicki Minaj dumpster juice. But I guarantee you Nicki Minaj is on that playlist. He ain't fucking with her. So is he blacklisted now?
No, because he playing the music.
Exactly. He gotta play it. He can't tell them, yo, I'm not playing Nicki Minaj shit from 7 to 12. He'll be out the building. You know what I'm saying? Drake is on in New York radio 40 minutes out the hour every hour. No bullshit. For at least 30 minutes out the hour. You know what I'm saying? So, sorry. What you call it? Anyway, so I don't believe in the blacklist. You know what I'm saying? That's a word that people throw around that they heard, oh, yo, niggas don't fuck with yo. No, certain niggas don't fuck with yo. You know what I'm saying? You can hate on me all you want. It's never gonna stop me. It just gives me that much fuel to go that much harder to make me get that much further in life. My documentary, The Hip Hop Nucleus, went all the way to number 4 on iTunes. Where the fuck am I blacklisted at?
You can't be blacklisted, man.
So blacklisted means somebody out there that you know is telling somebody behind your back, don't fuck with me. Or don't fuck with that person. That ain't blacklisted. To me, that's just niggas hating. And if I get discouraged and let those people that's talking, let that hear me, and I get discouraged and don't get up out of my bed and don't go out because I feel like I'm blacklisted, then I'm blacklisting myself by not staying motivated and keeping it pushing.
So why did the tunnel close down?
A lot of dudes got killed. A lot of people got stabbed. Violence, drugs. P.diddy, he had other clubs, Limelight, Palladium. It was heavy drugs going on, so, you know, he got deported and the clubs got shut down. You know, once he got deported from all the drug stuff, then that was it.
My last 2 questions. Would the tunnel, could it be the same how it was in the 90s in 2017?
No.
Wow.
Laws are different. I mean, for the tunnel, it depends on where you at. You know, the zone laws are different. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different legal reasons why it could never be again, or it would be. What you have today, the equivalent to what the tunnel was, is Live in Miami. Live in Miami is the bougie tunnel. where you get the big artists that come and perform there. But they already made it.
It's up and coming.
Right. So when in the tunnel, they was just up and coming. You know what I'm saying? Live, they already made it. You know what I'm saying? So what it is you got Live is you got the big artists that come perform for the locals. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to Miami Arena to see them. You get what I'm saying? As in New York, it would have been Madison Square Garden. You're going to a club to see them. But you seeing these guys grinding. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the tunnel was no dress code. Now we got this dress code thing. You know what I'm saying? The tunnel, it was no VIP section, no couches. You know what I'm saying? You had to carve out your spot at the bar, you know, and make space if you want to have some bottles. And they're going to be right there. There's no sitting down in there. You get what I'm saying? Unless you went upstairs or you went through the back, along the wall, they had some couches and stuff like that. But there was no VIP section. There was no girls with the sparklers and all that stuff. It's straight, grimy, hood, hip-hop. Timberlands, no dress code, sweatpants, shorts, whatever you wanted to wear in there, you could wear it. You know what I'm saying? They recommended that you didn't wear your jewelry. You wore that at your own risk. There was a sign, do not wear your jewelry. So if you wore it and that shit got took, that was on you. You know what I'm saying? But today, you'll never have that.
So you've been in the game for a long time, my last question. What advice would you tell, or you the older choke, I don't want to call you old, but you're an older experienced choke. What would the older experienced choke tell the younger choke that was just coming in the game for what you learned already?
On what aspect though?
As far as film, as far as film, as far as media, as far as business, everything that you've been through in this industry, and the younger version is you, or equivalent to a younger person that's trying to do. What advice would you tell them?
I would say, follow in my footsteps. Stay independent. Shoot stuff that other people aren't shooting. Do different things. Because now, everybody got a camera on their phone. So you going to shoot a concert, by the time the concert's over, before you walk out the door, that shit's online. So you got to do something that other people aren't doing to make your stuff exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Do your paperwork. Make sure that you stay on top of your business. Try not to be quick to sell your brand unless, you know, you made your brand a multi-million-dollar company like a Rockefeller and you want to sell it out like, you know, case point, Rockaware. When they started Rockaware, they ain't know shit about fashion. This nigga went and bought a fucking bunch of sewing machines and said we're gonna do a clothing line. You know what the fuck he was doing. But he turned that into shit was making $400 million a year. To where they turned around and sold it for 200 and something million. You know what I'm saying? So do something that somebody else isn't doing and build it up to where you could build equity in it, so where you could sell it and be well off. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do everything that everybody else is doing. Because what's going to make you stand out from everybody else? Why do everybody fuck with me or love me for what I did? When I was shooting with VHS cameras, no, it wasn't too many people doing that. You know, in New York, it was us. It was Ralph McDaniels. You know, you had Sex Boogie. That was it. It was a few others, but, you know, you gotta do something that nobody else is doing. You know, when me and Dane, when I was shooting Dane, we were the precursor to reality TV. Before it was reality TV, it was just me and Dane walking down the street with a camera following him. Nobody else was doing that. Motherfuckers was looking at us like we was crazy. Like, yo, why y'all documenting every fucking thing? Why y'all got a camera with you wherever y'all go? You know what I'm saying? Especially when we went overseas, they really was looking at us like we was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we did this when nobody else was doing it. That's what makes me legendary, choke no joke. I don't call myself a legend. What I did was legendary because I did it before anybody else did it. You get what I'm saying? I was doing something that nobody else was doing. So I would just recommend that try to do something that other people aren't doing. Everybody's a rapper or want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to sing. You know what I'm saying? You know, the skateboard era came in and you had like, you know, the black guy that been doing the skateboarding, when skateboarding became popular, he became that guy. Because other black dudes wasn't skating. Out here with the skateboard. You get what I'm saying? So you got to do something that everybody else is not doing to make you stand out. And I think that's what makes a person valuable. Because if everybody doing the same thing, you know, even if you're doing something that other people doing, find a way of doing it that other people aren't doing. You know what I'm saying? To make yourself stand out.
All right, man. Choke no joke. Let everybody know where they can find you, the documentary, all of that good stuff.
All right, check it out. Y'all go cop that, the Hip Hop Nucleus, a documentary on the legendary Tunnel nightclub in New York City. Y'all can find that on iTunes. If you're having problems, go to the hit movies, go to genre, go to documentary, and then you'll see it right under music documentaries. Or you can type it in the Hip Hop Nucleus. It'll pop up on iTunes. Y'all can hit me up on Instagram, Real Choke No Joke. That's RealChokenojoke. Y'all can hit me up on Twitter, choke_no, N-O_joke, choke_no_joke on Twitter. If you want to contact me to do business, chokenojoke@gmail.com. All right? And y'all can find my number on the internet. It's up there. ChokeNoJokeProductions.com is the website. It's under construction right now. And but you can find my information on there. And y'all hit me up, man. I'm not the bougie guy. I try to hit everybody back. You know what I'm saying? So if you need marketing, promotion, independent PR, I do that as well. You know what I'm saying? And y'all check me out. I'll be at the Black Film, ABFF, this summer, American Black Film Festival. I'll be doing the screening down there. Y'all come down there and check me out. And that's it, man. Choke no joke.
Hey, man. And Puda TV, we in the building, man.
All right.
Keep it locked.
From the rooter to the tutor with my man Puda.
Hey, nobody ain't ever wrong with me before, but as good as it's gonna get.